One of the things that we've been asking our leaders along the way is, because we're themed around the doctoral experience and all of you have survived, and 50% of students don't. And so with that kind of rate of dropout versus success, we're asking what is the best advice that you could give to a doctoral student as they're approaching some challenging part of the doctoral experience?
I wouldn't leave the dissertation till the end. I would do it along the way while you're taking your coursework and doing papers and studying certain areas, that you begin to develop some ideas about what kind of research. If it's a PhD, it's going to be original research. If it's a DNP, it's practice research. If it's an EDD, it's research and education. Whatever it is, along the way, you should not say, well, okay, I'll finish my coursework and then I'll start my dissertation. You should be thinking about different areas or ideas that you would like to pursue, and have that kind of formulated, and use the experience in each of your classes to write papers in your area.
Yeah, I would offer, well, time management, number one, is the number one reason why doctoral students cannot be successful in the process, or that's one of the factors that contribute to them not making as much progress. So I would say develop a time management system that's unique to your personal life. Some students compete with other students because they want to form a cohort and make the same progress throughout the milestones, but that's unrealistic. Take a look at your life. What do you have going on? You may have single mothers. You may have caregivers who are students. You may have students who are first-generation students that may have a different learning style or learning curve. So all of those things are factors that you have to take into consideration, but I think one of the most important pieces as it relates to time management, though, is doing some self-introspection and some self-reflection on your personal life, and to identify what the strengths are that you can capitalize on to help navigate through the navigation process. But then again, what are some of the weaknesses that you need some developmental help with? And for example, you may not be good in writing, or you may not be really good in statistics. Utilize those resources and reach out to professionals that are skilled and gifted in those areas. Lastly, it's so very important to create a student network. Peer mentoring is really the highlight of higher education.
Great. So thank you, Dr. McCollum. I'm piggybacking on what you've just said. Time management is very important. But I want to add to that one of the challenges that was specific for me, at the time when I was in my doctoral program, I worked as a director of nursing for an acute care facility. And I knew that with the role itself, you have to be available 24/7. There was no way. One of the challenges where most of us students is juggling the family, full-time work, and full-time school. So as Dr. McCollum said, we have to be reflective and be practical as to what our lives are. So I knew that there was no way I could devote myself equally to both and still be successful. So I had to take a step back from that position on my job. I took a less administrative role as director of education, so that it will give me the time to study. I don't have to be on call 24/7. I could work more 9 to 5 hours and have the weekends to focus on my work. And it was a challenge at first for my family, but this was a priority, because in life, sometimes in order to move forward, you have to take a step back. So I knew that there's a purpose for this. I'm doing this until I get my doctorate, and then life continues. So that's the one thing. Another thing to that I was so blessed to have had was a very strong family support. Like you, Jason, being the first in your family to attain a doctorate, I was also the first in my family. Nobody had ever done that. Nobody understood what it took. But I'm so fortunate that I had a network, a very strong family support that were so behind me, that will help with many of the duties and stuff, so that when I come home, I didn't need to do that.